everybody out there in Jackverse land. It's me again. I'm actually, this time I'm out in the big world. Why? Because, well, sometimes I just want to toss a little something out into the universe and, I don't know, give back to the world. As some of you probably know, there's some tragedy has befallen myself and my family of late. And we're all doing our best to get through it. And I want to personally thank you for all of your well wishes and kindness. It's helped me get through probably the hardest time I've ever gone through, and I greatly appreciate it. You'll have to pardon all the noise, the cicadas and the cars and the birds, but it's summer, and we all love a good summertime, don't we? I really don't know what I have to say today, other than I'm a pretty firm believer of what you put out into the world comes back to you, sometimes in sort of form of multiplicity, I guess. But let me give you a little bit of a little insight on what I think and feel. And this was prompted by the death of my father. What happens when we die? Is there a heaven, a hell? Do we just cease to exist? Ever since I was in high school, I have believed fairly strongly in something. And I thought I would share it with you. As crazy as that sounds. I know, me sharing something. The afterlife, what is it? Well, we don't really have any proof of anything, and I think many people out there, I'm watching two bunny rabbits chase themselves. Interesting that I'm talking about this and watching some wonderful little wildlife go on around me. A lot of people out there know my feelings on religion and such. But the way I have felt since high school, as I said, was that the afterlife was really what happens to you when you die, and how the memory of you goes on. And the way I have approached life was to make sure that I leave behind enough positive energy and memories and thoughts that I would continue on after I die in the minds and hearts of others. And to me that is, I think that is indicative of how I've lived my life. And I don't know if I'm right or wrong. I guess we'll never know if any of us are right and wrong about the end. But it makes for good philosophical ponderings, as it were. But anyway, that's kind of how I feel about it. And I hope that I am leaving behind enough positivity and kindness and open-heartedness that someday when I finally give up this mortal coil, that I will live on in the memories of those, whether it be in the books I write, the actions I take, the words I say. My father was a very unique man, and he was one of those that always made the best of every situation that he was given. When I was young, we didn't have very much, and my father never let it get him down. He always struggled on and struggled in silence for the most part, and always tried to keep a smile on his face and an open heart. And given the circumstances of the nature of my family and how broken it tended to be at times, it was amazing to watch him navigate life with such grace. And he'll live on until I'm gone because of that, and many, many other reasons. And so I'm sorry that this seems to be a little down, but I'm trying to bring the positive out in it, and live my life in such a way that would make him proud. So that's what I got for you today. Not much, I know. I guess I could talk a little bit about the Frankenstein theory book, which is, it was funny. Last Friday, I got the call from my sister, and I drove up to northern Indiana to say goodbye to my father for the last time. And I spent the night in the hospital. And at one point, I was trying to rest in a whatever you want to call it, a room, a guest room, and a lobby, really, is what it was. Foolishly, I broke out my laptop, and I thought, yeah, I can get a little writing done. So I opened up the file for the Frankenstein theory, and the section that I had just finished writing previously was when Frankenstein reanimated this corpse. And I looked down and I'm like, I can't do this. I can't write about reanimating a dead corpse when my father is in another room ready to die. And I don't want to come off as flippant with that, but you deal with it the way you can. And I wasn't laughing at the time. I was quite the opposite. So I closed it up, and a couple of days later I finally managed to revisit it and work on it. But anyway, what was interesting though was, given those circumstances, the turn and twist that story took was really surprising to me, and I'm happy that it did. And this is going to be one of the first stories I have submitted to a publisher in a long time, and I've already promised myself that should a publisher come back to me and say, yeah, we need to change this part, I'll just look at him and say, no, it's not changing. No, you don't understand why it took that turn, and I'm keeping it. So if you don't want it, then I'll have it back. Thank you very much. But anyway, that's one of my favorite sounds in the world, by the way, the cicadas. Why, I don't know, probably because it reminds me of summers as a kid, zipping around on my BMX bike in that small little town. You feel like the world is yours, and life is all about freedom. And then you grow up, and things change, and your loved ones pass away, and then all of a sudden you feel this profound aloneness that you've never felt in your life. But good thing is I've got a lot of memories up in here and in here. So anyway, thank you so much for allowing me to blather on as usual. And next time we come back, I promise it'll be a happier topic. So anyway, keep on dreaming, live, love, laugh, and learn.